Summary of Before We Were Innocent, Reese's Book Club written by Berman. Chapter 1. In the haunting reunion between Bess and Joni, vivid memories of their shared past resurface, contrasting with the stark reality of their changed selves. Bess's initial perception of Joni as a distant figure confined to photographs is shattered as Joni stands just inches away, her physicality jarringly real. The narrative unravels the raw animality of their friendship, intimate details of shared spaces, bodily closeness, and even the discomforting reminder of Joni's humanity through spontaneous nosebleeds. Joni, now transformed into a media personality, appears vulnerable, her swollen lips and torn mouth betraying a hidden struggle. Bess, on the other hand, is described in a state of suspended time, her appearance frozen in the teenage past, a stark contrast to Joni's glamorous evolution. Joni's candid shock at Bess's unconventional desert retreat prompts a perceptible shift in perspective, questioning the choices that led them to such disparate lives. The tension thickens when Joni reveals her need for help, a plea that hangs in the air like an unspoken echo of their shared history. Bess's internal conflict is palpable, her hesitance, the ghosts of past cruelties, and the lingering shame from a pivotal summer. Despite the multitude of reasons to keep Joni at bay, Bess succumbs to an unspoken connection, inviting her inside. The narrative hints at unresolved issues and unspoken truths, suggesting that this reunion could become a turning point. As Joni steps toward Bess, the distance between them is both physical and emotional, a palpable reminder of the intricate complexities of friendship and the potential for healing or further unraveling in the chapters that follow. Chapter 2. In the quiet isolation of Bess's cabin beneath the San Jacinto Mountains, old wounds resurface as Joni, a figure from Bess's past, seeks refuge and assistance. Bess, seemingly detached from the world in her remote abode, is confronted by the unexpected return of Joni and the tumultuous emotions that accompany her presence. The scene unfolds with Bess leading Joni through her unconventional home, navigating around a saguaro cactus that dominates the living space. The setting, starkly different from the opulence of their Calabasas upbringing, serves as a metaphor for the stark contrast in their current lives. The cracked tiles, peeling shiplap walls, and mismatched furniture hint at a deliberate departure from the superficiality of their shared past. As Joni requests wine instead of water, a subtle tension arises. Bess's choice of a mediocre bottle left behind by her ex-boyfriend becomes a symbolic reflection of her own perceived unworthiness. The visual details paint a vivid picture of the characters' lives and histories, subtly revealing the scars of their personal journeys. Joni's admission of relationship troubles with her fiancé, Willa, adds another layer to the narrative. Bess, ever the observer, notices Joni's discomfort and carefully chosen words. The revelation of Joni's infidelity and the complicated dynamics with a person named Zoe create a web of emotions that Bess must navigate. The conversation shifts to Joni's reason for seeking Bess's help. The revelation that Joni has been using their past friendship to cover up her infidelity adds a bitter undertone. Bess, who deliberately isolated herself from her past life, now finds it intruding upon her solitude. Joni's plea for assistance becomes a moral dilemma for Bess, who must decide whether to entangle herself in Joni's web of deceit. The narrative explores the passage of time and the changes in both characters. Bess reflects on her decision to live in isolation, away from the prying eyes of those who might reappear from her past. Joni's life, on the other hand, seems to be a constant cycle of self-reinvention and questionable choices. The tension between their contrasting paths is palpable, highlighting the irreversible effects of choices made in youth. As Joni implores Bess to lie for her, the complexity of their history comes to the forefront. Bess grapples with conflicting emotions, resentment for Joni's intrusion, anger at being asked to lie, and a lingering sense of loyalty to a friendship that once held great significance. The request challenges the boundaries of friendship and raises questions about the authenticity of Joni's self-proclaimed radical honesty. The story culminates in a pivotal moment where Bess must decide whether to succumb to Joni's request or assert her own newfound identity. Joni's plea, wrapped in career ambitions and the fear of exposure, forces Bess to confront her own past and the carefully constructed life she has built. Chapter 3. In the crisp morning light, Bess finds herself facing the unexpected return of Joni, a friend she hasn't seen in nearly a decade. The reunion is marked by a tension underscored by their shared history and the passage of time. As Joni effortlessly maneuvers through Bess's kitchen, brewing coffee with an imposing machine and serving cereal, Bess observes her poised and collected demeanor. The uneasy atmosphere is palpable, and Bess attempts to break the ice by inquiring about Joni's daughter, Willa. However, Joni's response is cryptic. She left her phone at home, adding a layer of mystery to her sudden reappearance. Offering Joni the use of her phone, Bess tries to maintain a semblance of hospitality. Yet, Joni's odd behavior stands out. An unfamiliar widening of her eyes as she apologizes for seeking help after their prolonged separation. Bess can't help but wonder about Joni's true intentions and the years of silence that preceded this unexpected visit. Navigating the awkwardness, Bess steers the conversation toward casual inquiries about Joni's life. The exchange reveals the superficial nature of their connection, with Joni providing elusive updates on her mother and deflecting with humor. The strained conversation sheds light on the complexity of their past, marked by avoidance and a lingering sense of unresolved issues. As Joni continues to rummage through the fridge, Bess finds herself reflecting on the strained dynamics of her family. Her rare encounters with her parents are characterized by unspoken tension, and their attempts to reshape her living space after each visit only add to the discomfort. Seated in a low fishing chair reserved for parental visits, Bess opens her laptop to begin her work as a Soulmates dating app moderator. The early hour is a deliberate choice, a subtle message to Joni that Bess won't rearrange her life to accommodate this sudden intrusion. However, Joni's curiosity about Bess's unconventional work attire leads to a brief exchange of barbs, hinting at the familiar banter that once defined their friendship. The conversation takes an unexpected turn as Joni delves into Bess's career, questioning the concept of soulmates and destiny. Joni, now a self-help guru with a devoted following, preaches against such labels, emphasizing personal choice and resilience. Bess, in turn, quotes Joni's own book title, From Blocked to Unlocked, a clever attempt to deflect the conversation. The banter between them reveals the stark contrast in their paths: Joni's rise to fame and success, fueled by motivational messaging, and Bess's seemingly mundane existence as a dating app moderator. The tension simmers beneath the surface, and Bess can't help but challenge Joni's ideology, questioning the sincerity behind the catchy phrases and motivational mantras. As the conversation shifts to Joni's unexpected visit and her choice to seek out Bess first, Bess becomes increasingly guarded. The exchange touches on past grievances, the unspoken hurts of their shared history, and the evident changes in Joni's persona. Bess's reluctance to fully engage with Joni's sudden return is evident, and she is determined to prioritize her work over the emotional turmoil this reunion brings. The conversation takes a surprising turn when Joni expresses a desire for something meaningful to come out of their renewed connection. Bess, caught off guard, hesitates but ultimately agrees to assist Joni in a matter that unfolds with a sense of urgency. The cryptic nature of Joni's request leaves Bess grappling with unresolved emotions and a lingering curiosity about the person Joni has become. As Joni departs, leaving Bess with a sense of both relief and unease, the past and present collide. Bess finds herself revisiting memories of a younger Joni, a loyal and vulnerable friend who once played a pivotal role in her life. The complexity of their relationship, marked by loyalty, betrayal, and unanswered questions, sets the stage for a narrative that promises to delve into the intricacies of their intertwined pasts. In the wake of Joni's departure, Bess contemplates the implications of her agreement to help. The unresolved emotions and unanswered questions linger, setting the stage for a narrative that explores the intricacies of friendship, trust, and the impact of the past on the present. As Bess delves into her work on the dating app, she is left to grapple with the complexities of her relationship with Joni and the uncertain path that lies ahead. Chapter 4. Bess found solace in the routine of her job as a moderator for the 5-8 dating app. Once her colleague Joni left for the day, she plunged into the world of user complaints, each case demanding her judgment with only 3 options: ignore, block, or warn. The simplicity of dealing with clear violations like hate speech and explicit content brought a certain efficiency to her work, and she reveled in the decisive nature of her choices. In the vast desert expanse that surrounded her home, Bess had created a sanctuary for herself, a place where she could escape the complexities of her past. When she first arrived, she had envisioned a life of solitude, immersed in literature and contemplation. However, the reality proved to be more mundane and challenging, with forgotten grocery runs and the humbling act of being the only one responsible for turning off lights left burning. Driving through the town center, which consisted of a liquor store, a sporadically open taqueria, and a gas station with its enigmatic attendant, Ryan, Bess navigated the quiet streets. The encounter with a grinning, sunburned man sparked a moment of self-reflection, a fleeting consideration of loneliness and the possibility of reaching out to a stranger. Ryan, the tall and good-humored gas station attendant, seemed to harbor dreams beyond the family business, which Bess suspected might involve more than just selling gas. The constant stream of faceless figures slipping out the back entrance hinted at a clandestine operation. Despite the secrecy, Bess maintained a casual rapport with Ryan, exchanging banter as she picked up instant ramen packets from the limited grocery section. Returning home, Bess settled into her routine, boiling water for a simple meal of noodles. However, the tranquility was disrupted by the persistent voice of Joni in her mind, requesting a favor that hinted at a complicated history between the two. Bess, having spent a decade trying to forget the past, felt a sense of foreboding as she contemplated the potential consequences of fulfilling Joni's request. As she logged back into the 508's app, Bess faced a staggering number of new complaints. The sheer volume overwhelmed her, emphasizing the relentless nature of her job. Despite the monotony, the lack of personal interactions with the complainants and the users being complained about offered a strange comfort. The decisions, though swift and limited to ignore, block, or warn, shielded her from the intricate details of the users' lives. In the midst of these decisions, Bess grappled with the complexities of her own history, haunted by the return of Joni. The story unfolds against the backdrop of a desolate desert, where Bess seeks refuge from a past that refuses to remain buried, and the dating app complaints become a metaphor for the simplified, yet often daunting, choices life presents.